These are 600 brake horsepower rallycross cars, and today I'll be using them to answer the question, should you buy a 360-degree camera?
360-degree cameras record wraparound videos, which are designed to be shared on Facebook or YouTube or viewed in virtual reality headsets.
These are three of the most promising models currently available, and I'm going to be finding out whether they are worth buying by installing them in some of the cars, which in a moment are going to be taking off from this very start line.
The G-forces and difficult lighting in the cars would be a great test of these supposedly tough 360 cameras. And because I don't do things by halves, I'd be fitting them to three of the fastest cars on the grid.
Right, this is the Peugeot of rallying legend Sebastian Loeb, and I'll be recording his race using this LG 360 camera. It's the cheapest model here. It uses two lenses and it records in so-called 2K resolution.
My next stop was the busy pit of Team Hoonigan.
This is the Ford of world-famous stunt and rally driver Ken Block. I'm giving him this RICOH Theta S. It's also got two lenses, but it only shoots in HD and only has 8 GB of internal memory, with no option for memory cards. I'm slightly worried that's going to be full before the race finishes.
I even had the chance to ask Mr. Block, who's also renowned for filming online car stunts, what he thought of my gadgets. Have you had any experience with 360-degree cameras?
I've really enjoyed some of that new technology where, moving your head actually gives you the option to see something different in the car. I don't know that it'll replace what we do with action, because when we do something, we want everyone looking at a particular thing. You know what I mean? If we were to give them the option to look away when we're doing something very specific, then they could miss it.
Maybe I'd prove him wrong. Next, with 20 minutes until the cars were off, I installed my final camera at EKS Racing.
This is the Audi of championship leader and Swedish local hero Mattias Ekström. He's got the 360 Fly. It's the most expensive, has only one lens, and the lowest resolution. Let's see how we get on.
With launch control and four-wheel drive, these machines accelerate harder than Formula 1 cars. 0 to 60 takes less than 2 seconds.
As every motorsport, you hope they survive the first bend, and they do.
My cameras were tested to the extreme, taking on jumps.
Lovely jumps. You need some of those on the Birmingham Ring Road to liven things up.
And the buzzing vibration from engines hitting 8,000 RPM. Halfway through, local man Ekström suffered a mechanical problem and stopped. But Block kept going and finished third. Next, it was over to Loeb with my final camera.
I give the most successful world rally driver the cheapest camera. I hope he doesn't mind.
Loeb was flying, literally. And Loeb went on to win his race.
Excellent! Sebastian's won. Time to check the cameras and the footage.
Amazingly, all the cameras had survived and recorded the race, so it was time to check out the footage. They're all designed to work with a dedicated app. The cameras create their own Wi-Fi network, which they use to stream the videos to a smartphone or tablet. And this was where things got tricky.
Well, I've started looking at the footage and I've noticed some big problems straight away. The image quality on the 360 Fly really isn't very good at all. You immediately notice the limitations of the single lens. You've got a very good view of the roof, frustratingly little of what's going on at floor level.
But the LG and RICOH had bigger problems. Both of their apps were painfully slow. And as soon as they were subjected to the vibrations of the cars, the footage became wavy and jerky.
While the car was sort of trundling up to the start line, it looked great. As soon as it set off into the race, though, it all fell apart.
Obviously, this was a tough test, but it makes me doubt how well these supposed action cameras can cope with action sports. And the slow, buggy apps are disappointing too.
So, should you buy a 360-degree camera? Well, on the basis of today's experience, I have to say no. The models we tested had too many flaws.
was conceived in 2001 by a Swiss figure skater called Stefan Soda. Tired of always having to rollerblade.
Cost $4,000. It took 10 hours to charge, and you got 1 hour talk time for that. And I don't even imagine